Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, comrades on YouTube, to my family, okay, and my love of my life. Hello, babe. Hello. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I am. As you can see, my accommodations this evening. I am in a motel because my truck needs some work done upon it. It's had a cracked windshield since the day I got it. Got it on March 8th, and there's a crack all the way across the bottom of the windshield. Right down there by the windshield wipers, which, you know, fortunately I never had to have a major inspection done because while it's out of my vision, it's still cracked. I mean, it could have been a violation. So they're fixing that tomorrow, which is okay because then that gives me kind of a 34-hour reset period of time so that when I go back to the Caldwell terminal for a load to be dispatched on, I'll have a full 70-hour clock. So I like that. I like having the full clock. That works out nifty. It's just something you don't have to worry about, you know, once you get yourself started, you don't have to worry about your 70-hour clock anyway. But so yeah, clocks are a topic for this video because you know, I left Russellville as we spoke pretty much the last video that was, you know, sort of my daily vlog. I put a couple out there that were just like, check this out, which was pretty cool. The pickup that I did in Rising, Arkansas, and then of course the stuck in, you guessed it, Wyoming. Of course, I had that trip planned perfectly. I was going to be able to make it to my delivery in Caldwell at about 8 in the morning. I mean, it would have been some, you know, very early morning runs. I probably would have ended up leaving Wyoming in the neighborhood of, you know, 2 or 3 in the morning to try and make it on time for an 8 o'clock delivery in Caldwell today, Sunday the 26th. And of course, Wyoming just, you know, never fails to disappoint and got shut down. So I ended up spending the night in Little America, Wyoming, because they eventually did open the road. I was down for about 6 hours. And so, you know, I utilized the time. I was able to get a bit of a nap in, which was good, alongside the road, just parked along the shoulder. And I can remember when I woke up, I thought to myself, oh shit, what I wonder what's going on, because I don't even know how long I slept, to be honest with you. It was probably at least an hour, probably maybe a little bit more than that. And I woke up in the nick of time, man, because when I got up, there was a rather angry sheriff moving everybody off the road. Because you're not allowed to do that. Parking, it says right on their website that, you know, you look up the, I think it's Y.511, and it says right on there, if the road's closed, you can't, parking on the roadway or, you know, anywhere on the highway is prohibited. Not restricted, prohibited, right? So I get up and I, you know, looking out the window, and sure enough, here come homeboy. He was a little pissy that everybody was parked on his precious highway that they closed. Hello, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go? There were literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trucks all over the area. You know, where are we supposed to park? It's not easy to find a parking spot to begin with. Then when every truck stop is full, I mean maxed out, where are we supposed to go? So all I did was pulled off the highway, got off the on-ramp, went underneath the highway, which is where the road takes you once you get off the on-ramp. I got right back on the on-ramp and parked. I mean, people do it all the time. They park on the on-ramps because most of the time on ramps and off ramps, really, of like rest areas, what we call in the trucking world rest areas. You stop at a rest area, you see trucks, the place is full of trucks on the off ramp from the highway and on the on ramp to the highway. Just nose to tail trucks. So that's what I did. Well, after I did that, the highway patrol buzzed by me 2 separate times and never said anything about it. So just waited there, you know. So then the previous night, I had a beautiful visit with my buddy Kraft in Oklahoma City. Got to see the whole family. That was lovely. Chatty and Jeannie. That was nice to see those folks as well. We had some really good ribs, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was living large, man. 2 nights in a row. Are you kidding me? I had some ribs in Russellville with Kevin and Cindy, and then the next night, planned out perfect, I stayed in Oklahoma City, and my buddy Chris came pick me up, and we got some ribs. So that was awesome. Man, I'm going to tell you what, those ribs were good too, boy. Woo! Lovely. So anyway, I left there and then got jammed up in Wyoming. I'm talking to Chris on the phone, and all of a sudden I see this pack of trucks go by. And I look in my mirror and I'm looking back and I'm like, hey dude, I think this road is open. I gotta go, man. I gotta hit the road. I had 3.5 hours left on my clock. That's how much time they burnt up on me, 6 hours. I mean, you can stop your driving clock. That's just fine. But you can't stop the 14-hour clock. That clock keeps a ticking. And this, no exception. I was all the way down to 3.5 hours left on my 14 to get somewhere. So I went right up that on-ramp that I told you I was on. I went up about 2 miles, got right back on the freeway, and started heading west. And I just hammered down as best I could. You know, normally in a situation like that, you don't really want to leave with the first pack of trucks. Let them go and sort of pave a way for you. But I was like, no, I gotta go. I've got things to do, people to see, places to go, and eggs to deliver that I don't need a bunch of chickens running around the back of the trailer chicks, okay. Whenever I deliver in Caldwell. Oh, yeah. So anyhow, sure enough, road was open. I hammered down. I got down like 2.5 hours down the road to Little America, Wyoming, and I stayed there. So got up this morning as early as I could. I couldn't leave until almost 6, and just started trucking. And of course, 3 hours into my trip, Salt Lake City, blizzard. Unbelievable, man. I can't get away from this blizzardy, snowy crap that happens in the northern tier of the United States. Way too much, man, to have to drive in. But whatever, it's the job I've chosen, so I've got to do it. But snowed like crazy. Salt Lake City through Ogden. Caught a little bit again just before Twin Falls, but you know, at least I got out of it. I got some fuel in Ogden, and from there I didn't have to stop, and so I didn't stop at all. I just hammered it down until I got all the way into my delivery, and I got there at about I want to say it was pretty close to 3. I was supposed to be there at 8 a.m. Got there at 3. So a little late, but no, it wasn't my fault, man. I had it planned out perfect, as I said earlier. But anyway, got it there. Got their 93 boxes delivered to them, and they took care of the trash and They locked the lock bar, and they even closed the doors up. So they were great. They were a great hand unload customer, and didn't even have to pay them any lumper fees. That was kind of nifty. So anyway, look, I talk all the time about swiveling. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Let me give you a great example of what I'm talking about. So a truck driver is in Oakley, Kansas. I was in Kansas not that long ago. I was in Salina, which Oakley is between Salina and Colby. Closer to Colby, but still along I-70, which is exactly where I was. I didn't stop at the TA in Oakley because I only stop at Pilot and Flying J's for the most part. Dude finishes his 30-minute break in his big truck, wants to leave. Okay? Goes to take off. Some dude pulls up in a four-wheeler, has a car, blocks his way out, parks right in front of the truck. Truck can't go anywhere without putting damage in the truck and the car. Dude gets out, crazy, loopy, on something, mental, whatever have you, maybe a little bit of both. Starts talking crazy to this truck driver. Truck driver rolls the window up for at least a little bit of protection. Gets on the horn with 911, says, hey, I got some crazy dude. He's swinging a metal something around. I don't know if it was a crowbar or a metal pipe, but it was metal something, breaking everything on this dude's truck. Then decides to take out his piece and shoots at the truck driver 13 times. 13 times. I believe he hit the truck driver twice in the upper torso. Nothing vital. Superficial type stuff, and you know what a horrific situation. You know, talk about keeping your head on a swivel and knowing what your surroundings are, no matter who you are or where you are. It doesn't get any more random than a truck stop. I mean, everybody that's at that truck stop doesn't go there every day. They so happen to be going to that truck stop because it's along their route. It's not because it's an everyday occurrence for big truck drivers that haul around sleeper trucks. You know, these apartments on wheels that we're driving. If you're driving that, you're a fly-by-night truck driver, man. You're there for a minute, make a memory, and you're on your way. This dude gets shot at 13 times. Yeah, look it up. You'll find it. Unbelievable. Our heads are constantly, my head is swiveling all the time when I'm in a truck stop. And I made a video of the only place I didn't have to swivel my head. And it was a beautiful place in Utah. And you saw it. Okay? Heads need to be swiveling all the time. They don't stop. They're swiveling all the time. Even if you're rolling your truck out of the truck stop, like I was today in Ogden. Yep. Swinging my head around looking for some crazy who knows who trying to come up to my truck. Doors are locked all the time. You just got to be careful. You need to do that at home too. You need to do that at home. You need to do that where you are most comfortable. Don't get complacent on this stuff. Swivel your head. Watch your back. Nose is up. I say it all the time. Eyes up. Not down here at your feet going out of the store. Okay? A truck driver got shot at 13 times. Even with his head swiveling, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot he could have done about it. But still, you got to just look for those little odd things that keep you safe. You know what I mean? Brother was lucky. You keep your head on swivels. Okay? Please do that. I know you're positive about who love you. It's your boy. It's Clydesdale. I'm running Leonard's Express. I'm running eggs or whatever else they want me to run. I don't care where it's running. I want you to run too. To have a great night. That's where I want you to run to. Enjoy your evening. You know who love you. It's your boy Clydesdale, Leonard's Express, baby. Peace.